Okay, so anyone who's been messing with these heaters for a while or is on any of the Insta or Facebook Chinese diesel heater forums know, because it's day one at nursery school, that if you plug your heater in or put power to it, and all that happens is the fan immediately fires up, kicking out cold air, and depending on the controller you have, you might see 5 bars on the display, which you normally only get when the heater's hot. We all know it is because the temperature sensor on the case has died. Now if you're a newbie here, what I'm going to do is say, first of all, don't worry, because they're cheap as chips. They're very easy to replace. I'm going to take you through that step by step. And the other bit of good news, of course, it does mean that the ECU, the motherboard, is working, because it's sensing there's a fault with that sensor. It thinks the heater is too hot, so it's turning the fan on to cool it down. So that's the good news. Alright, so just search on eBay or AliExpress or any other Chinese commerce domination site that you are subscribed to for diesel heater, temperature sensor, and loads will pop up. And you can buy them, they look like this. Okay, so that's the sensor that's going to sit against your heat exchanger body, and that's the little plug that's going to plug into your motherboard. Okay, so first off, this grill on the end of the air intake duct simply unscrews. Big coarse thread, not too many turns needed on that. And then this top half on this particular heater, it's colour grey, just lifts out. So that's simple. Right, so that is the temperature sensor that you're going to replace. And you see it's plugged into the motherboard. There. Right, first thing we need to do is to remove the plug from the motherboard that goes to the heat exchanger, sorry, the heat sensor, and you do that by just pressing down the bottom edge of the plug. That releases it, and you can pull it out. Okay, now a couple of things here. Don't pull on the wires. Sorry to be patronising, but you don't want to pull on the wires, pull on the plug. But also, if you feel the need to unplug any of the others for any reason, label them up, because they're all actually the same plug. You can see that one's the same as that one, just different colour, and they might not be, and you might put the wrong ones in, so just make sure you know where to get it back in the right place. Next step, we just undo the spring clip that's holding the sensor in position. If you see that thing there, you just push it down, pull it a little away, you can see it's jammed into a hole, comes out, pull the wires gently clear, and then you can lift that up completely, and now your sensor will just come out. There's the old sensor. You can see there's a little recess where the temperature sits in. Okay, and put your new one in. Actually, I'm putting the same one in because actually it's fine. Exactly the same, but in reverse. Put your little temperature. That bit is the bit that goes against the body of the heater, and that sits in that little recess that we saw. A little bit fiddly. You thread the wires each side of the fins until it pops down in position, and then holding it in position, you can just put the little spring clip back in. There you go. Be careful you don't trap the wires, but it's very easy to do. Finally, all we need to do is to put the plug back in. There you go. Make sure the wires aren't snagging on anything. And then making sure the wires aren't snagging on anything, not jammed. Heat sensors fully located. Put the top cover back on and screw on the coarse filter that goes onto the end of the intake. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hope it goes well.